Before I get back into bed, I'm going to finish recording the way that my room looks right now. The floor is absolutely filthy. It's been about, I don't know exactly the length of time since they did the raid. I can't remember the precise date that they wiped the floor clean. They washed it repeatedly over and over and over again to make sure that any evidence of their presence trespassing in my room and their criminal conduct in my room, they made sure that the floor was wiped clean and any skin cells, any hair, anything, any evidence of their trespassing would be removed. But anyway, since that time, they have criminals have tracked all of this dirt onto the floor, and who knows where it's coming from, but it's actually a mystery to me how they are getting all of this dirt. I mean, is it just there's dirt right outside the door, the sliding door here, so we'll show that. There's the walkway right outside, and next to the walkway there's dirt right there. So my guess is that they're just wetting their shoes on something and then tracking that onto the floor. But you can see actual shoe prints of people and different size shoes, but none of them matched the size of my feet or my shoes. There are a bunch concentrated around my bed where the criminals have come into my room, trespassed into my room when I'm drugged unconscious with chemical restraints, and they just mess up everything, all of my property on my bed beside me, that I kept my valuables beside me, hoping that it would wake me if they tried to mess with them, but of course the drugs are so strong that they give me that I can't stay awake. Today I drank one of these Monster energy drinks that has so much caffeine that normally it keeps me wide awake for hours, but despite drinking that, I passed out again anyway, even though I was drugged unconscious all night, pretty much all night. I tried to watch a show at, I think it was about 12:30 a.m., and I passed out. And I had been drugged unconscious for hours before that, but I regained consciousness at midnight when, I think her name's Rochelle, the nurse, brought me more chemical restraints, and they drugged me unconscious all night. And then at 6 a.m., when I was awakened, I was so drugged, but I got up, I had to use the restroom, and I thought, okay, well, I've had so many hours that I've been asleep or unconscious, drugged unconscious, that I should be able to stay awake, and I want to stay awake during the day. I want to sleep at night and be awake during the day. It doesn't matter when I'm drugged unconscious, whether it's day, night, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day that I'm drugged unconscious, there are criminals that trespass into my room, and they cut and mess with my skin and my hair. So it doesn't matter. There's no safe time for me to be able to sleep or be drugged unconscious, no matter what time it is. There are criminals trespassing in my room. Now, I don't know why my sheet is all weirdly shaped the way that it is, bunched up the way that it is, but one of the things that these criminals do is they'll grab the side of a sheet and they'll pull the patient onto the floor. They'll drop the patient, however many feet that is, from the bed onto the floor. Gina, good old Gina, who has done things like use ice cold water to bathe patients that have pleaded with her, no, that's cold, don't touch me. And she'll go in at 5:30 in the morning and wipe them down with cold water. She went into room 20 next door that shares the bathroom with me, and she went to bed B, which is the middle bed, and she took hold, apparently, of the sheet. All I know is I was in bed and I heard the patient's body fall to the floor. And I waited. I expected to hear the patient cry out in pain, and nothing. The patient didn't say anything. But the next day, Gina goes back in and does the same thing, pulls the sheet apparently, drops the patient to the floor. I hear the body fall to the floor again and again. The patient doesn't cry out because apparently they have a brain damage or birth defect. I don't know, that they're not able to communicate. They can't speak. And then the third day, she goes in and she says in a threatening and taunting manner, "You want to fall again today? You want to fall again?" And she said that to the person in bed 20B. I've got excellent hearing, and I can hear when I can hear the direction that sound is coming from, and I can hear what people are saying, and I can hear the things that are happening. And so I've just moved this table aside, which the table is all messed up from whatever they put on my skin. This wax and glue mixture is also on my table. That's not from me spilling anything. That's from criminals trespassing while I'm unconscious and getting this stuff on the table. And they get that same white powdery stuff. They put it on the base of my heater, and they spilled, or they dripped, all of this filthy God knows what onto my $130 space heater, and they broke the mechanism to turn it on and off the knob, so you can't turn the knob. And when you turn the heater on, this god-awful stench burns. The chemical that they poured on it burns, and I have to open the door to air out the room. The powder's here. They put it on this waste basket, and I've deliberately not put a bag in this waste basket. I basically use it as a tool to be able to tell when people have opened the bathroom door into my room when I'm unconscious. So I keep it up against the door, and I don't keep a bag in it because when I keep a bag in it, the nurses and CNAs feel free to wander in and dump whatever into this waste basket, and they like putting smelly things in this bathroom or in patient waste baskets because that's just the kind of sick, perverted, abusers that they are. But a nurse, Rochelle, threw away a dirty glove and these paper towels, despite there not being a bag in here. She threw away an infected glove, a glove she had worn doing God knows what, God knows where. She threw that away into a wastebasket that she saw had no bag in it. She looked, she saw there was no bag, and she threw it away anyway. I have wiped the white dust off of this box that my TV came in, and they just keep putting more of the white dust on the box. I wipe it off, they put more. They put it on my TV. I wiped my TV off. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. One of the things about being drugged unconscious so much is it's hard to keep track of exactly what day it is. I can't believe that it's already the 19th of August and I've been unconscious so much of the month of August that it's impossible to believe that nearly 3 weeks of the month is gone, but it is. They've damaged this box. The box came to me in extremely, surprisingly excellent condition. It didn't have damage. And all of this damage, all of these cuts and marks and bends, and all of this has been done by the criminals that trespass into my room for who knows what reason. They broke the legs off of my brand new Roku TV that my daughter had given me as a present when the jerks here, the staff here, one of the CNAs kept threatening to take away the TV that was in the room, telling me it's not your TV. So my daughter bought me my own TV, and they broke the legs off. You can see the back leg is missing, and they did that on both sides. And I left the plastic on the legs, and they peeled it off. I used tissue boxes to try to elevate the TV, and so they squashed the tissue boxes like this. They even ripped this one open. They did that with a few different tissue boxes, and now I've got these tissue boxes for now. Who knows how long it'll last before they rip these and crush these. I see that they put a paper towel right here that they've done some kind of lame origami with, again folding triangle shapes into it. So I'm just gonna, so we're seeing this stain. Don't know what that's from, other than a criminal, and this stain. These receipts, by the way, were in the bag beside me on my bed, and they took my receipts out that were folded neatly. They unfolded them, and then they did this. They made these stupid shapes with my receipts. And one of the things that they did was cut all these cuts into the cardboard of the box of the TV. I had a menu. I had two menus. I had this booklet, and then I had a full page menu from another place, and that's gone. I see that's been stolen. I don't see it here anywhere. And as I'm wiping this off, it's kind of a dark color. It looks white, but then it's kind of dark. But I was trying to see. So I did wipe off the TV, and that was, as I said, a day or two ago, and it looks like they haven't reapplied dust since then to the TV anyway. But they have to the box. And they did all of this bending and smashing to make the box look all beat up. And the box was in brand new, bright, shiny condition when I got it. I was actually kind of surprised. I wasn't sure how they managed to deliver I wasn't sure how they managed to deliver a box from a manufacturing warehouse to me at this facility without damaging the box at all, but it was in excellent condition, which was great. But since then, all of these, here's a couple places where the cardboard's been smushed in by someone using who knows what, their fingers, or who knows. And just their whole goal is to wreck everything, to make everything look dirty and worn out and destroyed. So here's what they've also done to the light fixture. You can see how ancient this light fixture is. And it's got this string that was white, and it's discolored from the chemicals that they spread on my skin. The criminals that trespass into my room and spread stuff on my skin have been turning the light on and off, and they've gotten the chemicals onto the string that they put on my body. But that potato chip bag, the reason I had that was I was taking photographs of the fact that I'm going to have to stop talking for a second because I'm out of breath. I'm just going to finish recording these bizarre things they've done to my bedding. They ripped plastic from that pillow, and it's hanging all the way down there. They ripped this, and that's hanging down. So there's two things hanging down on this side, and just everything moved and disorganized, all of my property that they have no business whatsoever touching a patient's property. None. They have no permission, and it's against the law, but everyone that works here is a scofflaw with few exceptions. The vast majority of the workers here are criminals, and they've never met a law that they will obey. So all of this mess is stuff that they've smeared on my skin. And oh yeah, one day I regained consciousness and there was this cut on the tabletop. Oh, somebody crushed this can. somebody cut this into the tabletop one day, and you see how the line is broken, it's not one continuous cut. Same kind of thing they do to my face, like in the so-called smile line. They've made all kinds of cuts and vastly elongated the smile line and made perpendicular and diagonal, not perpendicular, diagonal cuts so that the smile line on my face is all crooked. And they made it so it was extended beside and around my nose and around my nostrils. And they have injected all kinds of wax to enlarge my face and my nose and my neck and my different parts of my body.
You want dinner?
No.
Do you want dinner?
You heard me. I'm out of breath right now, and my heart's beating hard from the exertion of just standing and talking while I'm filming. They did something to my heart yesterday. My chest hurt, and I filmed yesterday that they took something sort of circular and they pressed it into my chest over my heart, and my skin was red, and underneath my left breast there was all kinds of chunks of wax, and it smelled awful. Whatever they put on, they like to smear this really smelly, disgusting, awful smelling waxy fluid that then it just smells awful, and it's got a greasy and waxy consistency, and eventually it dries and hardens. So it's a mixture of wax and oil and God knows what else. And they like to use something that causes itching, and something that sometimes they use something that causes hair growth. I've shown already how they grew hair on the back of my hands. They grew hair all over my forearm. This unnatural thick growth that's super long, and on my hands, like basically just they've done everything to cause my face and body to be misshaped and weird, and just to cause me grief and embarrassment and expense, because obviously I'm going to have all of this addressed medically. They've broken all my teeth and injected all kinds of stuff into my gums to enlarge. They've removed big sections of my gums, and then the gums that are remaining they enlarged somehow. And all of these things, everything that they've done to destroy my appearance and the functionality of my teeth and my gums and everything, is all going to have to be addressed medically with corrective surgery and cosmetic dentistry and so forth, to restore my appearance to what it was. And so they've caused all of this pain, grief, embarrassment, itching, disgusting smelling stuff that they put on me. And for what? Why have they done this? What have I done to them? I'm just a patient in this facility. I've done nothing to them. Anything that I've ever said to them to tell them what patients' rights are and the laws that they need to follow, anything that I've done has just been to assert rights because they've been violated. I didn't initiate any conflict with them, but they were just looking for conflict, and they create conflict. That's what it's all about for them, is just breaking the law, creating conflict, causing distress and grief, and basically doing everything they can to destroy my life. You know, it's not enough for them that I'm sick and I'm not able to go out and enjoy the world outside and enjoy my life. They have to make it worse by keeping me in pain, by not bringing my medicine on time, and by doing all of these awful things to me. It's just unbelievable that there are people like this, but they've all ended up here because they get along great with each other. They've found their home. They've found the place where they belong. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of innocent, harmless people that are here for care, and instead they're being subjected to horrific crimes.